Hey guys, it's time for me to talk about my top three shows of the week. And to be honest, this was a really quiet week. Obviously, the Olympics are going on and a lot of shows are not on. And I really only had one great show this week, and that was The Walking Dead. It came back from its mid-season finale, and I thought it was a really great episode. It was more quiet than it was shock and awe, but what they did in that hour was, I think, some of the best TV that they've had. We really just focused on Carl and his father Rick, and then we also focused on Michonne. And it was really sort of, an episode of Carl's coming of age, just realizing that he's not like he is a good survivor. He can handle things on his own, but he does need to have somebody around. He needs a father figure. He needs someone in his life. He can't just do it alone. And it was a really great moment for him to realize that as much as he thinks he's an adult, as much as he knows he can handle these walkers, he still can't do it alone. And he had some really, really great scenes in this episode. The one, especially when he's at the end of near the end of the episode, and he thinks his father's turning into Walker, and he points the gun on him, and he just gives up, and he just breaks down into tears, and he's just willing to die because he's like, I can't do it anymore, I can't do it alone. And he finally just like puts his head on his dad's, and he just says, I'm scared, I'm scared. And it's sort of like that moment he can just let it all out, and he can just be a kid, you know what I mean, and be honest that he does need his dad around. He had another great scene when he's yelling at his dad, and he's telling him how much of a job how basically he botched the whole job of being a leader. And now they're on their own, and all the people that he cares about, he doesn't know if they're alive or dead. And he just really ripped his dad a new one, even though his dad was unconscious. But it was good for him to get it all out, get it out of his system, and have that moment where he just released everything. And that, and then you have the scene when he gets attacked by the walker in the little kid's bedroom, and he's fighting for his life, and he has to do everything to try to survive, and the shoe saves his life. And it's just another great scene of Carl being a true survivor and somebody who's really growing up in this world. And this is really all he knows. It's all he really knows now is to, have these little moments of victory, and then know that the next corner he turns, there could be like a dozen walkers waiting for him. So great moments for Carl and Rick in the scene. I really, really enjoyed it. And then we had the journey for Michonne, and she's back at the prison. She decides she's going to make a couple more pets, and she's going to have to go on and either become the Michonne that we met in season 3, which was like this hard shell, closed off before we met Andrea, and just go through life walking amongst these walkers and choosing basically to die, or she's going to survive. And obviously at the there's that moment where she sees this walker that looks almost like her, and she has that moment of clarity where she snaps and she decides she's going to take back her life. And she kills all these walkers, like 20 of these walkers, and then she finds the footprints where she believes some humans have been walking, and she finds out that it's where Carl and Rick are. And it's a really great moment that you see her, it pays off that she decided to live, pretty much. We had a really, really great dream sequence with Michonne in this episode, where we see her back, who she was before this zombie apocalypse happened, and she was this very outgoing person, and she had a child, and she had a lover. And then we see this scene quickly crumble and turn into obviously what life was like after the zombie apocalypse, and her family at this camp, and their decision to, or her lover's decision to, not fight anymore and make the choice to give up. And of course, Michonne made the choice to survive, and she has her katana, the knife that she wields and that she's so powerful with, and she made the choice to survive. And you see that, it wakes her out of this nightmare that she's having, and then ultimately she makes a choice to live and not go back to the life that she was after she left her camp. So some really great scenes with Michonne in this episode. Some really great scenes with Carl and Rick, and I'm excited to see what happens in tonight's episode. So let me know what your top 3 shows were of the week. Sure, some people are watching shows that I'm not watching, and I'll see you guys next week with hopefully some more reviews. I mean, I know we're still in week 2 of the Olympics, but who knows? Some new shows might be premiering. I think there's a couple shows coming out on the CW and stuff like that. So we'll see. All right, guys, that has been my review. That has been my review of the week of my favorite show, and that was The Walking Dead. All right, guys, see you next time. Bye.